tonight's conversation is about men's work. And if you're unfamiliar with men's work, I'm going to give each man an opportunity just to kind of describe in their own words how they would define men's work. And then we're going to jump into a few more questions. So, Paul, let's start with you. How would you define men's work?
I'm so happy you came to me first, because as you were talking about this, I kept hearing Teddy Pendergrass like, you can't hide from self, no matter where you go. There you are. I'm going to tell you right now. So I just kept hearing that in my mind, because that to me is men's work.
Got you.
Like I think it's, for me personally, I got into the work. It's going on. May will be 8 years ago. I was separated for about 2 years. Someone told me about this Mankind New Warrior training adventure. And I was like, first of all, as a black man, there's no way in hell I'm going to the woods with a bunch of white dudes. No. So like, I was like, man, what? You crazy. And when I went, I realized the impact of being in a secure space or this container, and to be able to step to myself and really get a better understanding of what's driving my behaviors, like what's driving my patterns. And it was, I've been to therapy, like when my dad passed, and like, through relationship and through marriage at that point, and even as through separation. And this was different, man. This was more than talk. This was getting me to energetically go to that space where I was fractured, or a part of myself severed off. And it had me acting in certain ways that like were insidious, man, that were like hidden. I would be blaming everybody else, but say when you point a finger, three are pointing back at you. So men's work is getting to look at and really look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself the difficult questions, and be in a space where you can be supported rather than judged. That's what it is for me.
Nice. Jermaine?
Yeah, man. Thank you for this question, bro. And the short disclaimer is that there is not enough words that I could put in this segment that could really describe for you what it really is for me, like in my body. And so what I'll say to answer the question is, as human beings, we embark on this journey to discover who we really are. What are we supposed to do? What is it really all about, right? And during that journey, I picked up a lot of messages about who I was, about who the world was, right? And how I'm supposed to be in it. What is a man supposed to do? How is a man supposed to act? And I took on a lot of messages, not really knowing that I was taking on those messages. And as I was taking on those messages, I would create behaviors based on those messages, right? And that's really big, bro. To just even hearing myself say it is out there. And so what men's work is for me is the space where I clear all of that out. And it's just me. And then the question is, now what? What do you want to be? How do you want to show up? What's currently working and what's not serving me? And then creating the experience that I want to create. And I could be in the room with 25 men, bro, and there's 25 different answers, different journeys going on simultaneous, right? So it's not about one theory and everyone following a theory. This is about clearing everything out so I can discover what's really true for me, bro. I'm in with that.
Yeah, finding your truth. Beautiful. Ramoku?
I would say that the inner work, men's work, is the process by which I refine how I live through rigorous introspection and self-reflection. This includes evaluating whether or not I am in integrity or accountability with myself or someone else. This has to do with, am I living in alignment with the things that I say I want to do? In addition to that, men's work gives us the opportunity to feel our true feelings. One of the most common aspects of masculinity or normative masculinity or traditional male socialization is all of us to some extent have received this message that it is not appropriate or manly to voice or express our emotions. So in men's work, we get the opportunity to do all of that and more. We get the opportunity to take it to great lengths, to express ourselves, to uncover the parts of ourselves that we've hidden, denied, or repressed, and integrate them back into the personality in a wholesome way and with the support of other loving men within the group, or what we call the container. So that's how I define men's work and inner work.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate that wisdom. So I want to talk a little bit about cultural conditioning. We live in a society and culture that has conditioned us to believe as men, we're supposed to act a certain way. We were basically taught that as men, we had three primary responsibilities, what I call the 3 Ps: procreate, provide, and protect. And so as men, what do? We follow these rigid roles of trying to provide, protect, and procreate. So we were taught to do these things, but something was missing, because we were conditioned to believe that we were supposed to provide and protect, but society never taught us how to connect. And what I believe we as men really long for is connection. And so men's work, I believe, is about learning how to connect. It's about letting go of rigid societal rules that say this is how a man is supposed to be. Now, when it comes to being a Black man, those rules are compounded with all of the negative stereotypes that we as Black men have to deal with. But ultimately, it's really about us as men being willing to learn how to connect, first and foremost with self, and then with others. My assertion, my judgment, if you will, is that Black men have been conditioned for so long to protect themselves, because look at all the externals that we had to literally protect ourselves from. So we created this armor to survive. But now it's time to drop that armor, because you can't connect with that armor on. And so we as Black men have to have spaces in which we can drop that armor so we can connect. And that's part of the intention of the Brotherhood of Kings, to create a space for you to drop that armor so that you can connect with self, connect with others. And that's how I see men's work.